Thank you for hosting me in your beautiful country. I'm excited to share, along with Dalila, a topic we're very passionate about. Today we'll be talking about a number of topics that will help those interested in perhaps implementing online qualitative for the first time, or if you're using it to maybe leverage it in a new and different way. The qualitative landscape is challenging. We're always forced to deliver more research on tighter budgets in shorter timeframes. Global studies are more common now with multilingual challenges, multi-time zones. And online qual is stepping up to address this. And the 2018 ESOMAR industry report indicated that globally, 43% of qualitative research is now being done online, and then in Latin America countries specifically, 23%. Digital Qual is addressing these through a number of ways. So automation of the whole recruitment and project management process is really helping efficiency and improving the participant experience. And reporting end, and video. So I've been working with sort of marrying technology and qualitative research for 20 years now, and for the very first time I feel like the stars have aligned. We finally have the technology, we have participants with laptops and devices that have good quality video cameras, we have people with high-speed internet, and we have people that are comfortable with posting video online and sharing and broadcasting, streaming video online. So I feel like finally we can do a virtual one-on-one interview, which is a really exciting time for online qualitative. So leveraging that video. Online Qual is giving access to global participants in different time zones with the asynchronous methods, and it's also giving access to people with mobility restrictions and people that wouldn't necessarily be able to participate because of time restrictions, busy people. And as Patricia alluded to at the start of our session, our participants are wanting to engage on their time zone, and as Anna and Marcelo mentioned, we want them in that moment, that context, so we're not depending on recall, so access at that critical moment. And then we're also seeing with online call a trend for increased client engagement because it's so much easier for them to connect and come in. So this is helping to adjust the challenges. You see here, this is a person going through a survey, automatically routed into an online qual exercise. They see that they're going to be asked to show something about their kitchen later on, and so down the road, when that moment happens, they can simply record it and then submit their video of their response in the moment, and then that's automatically, he's selecting the video here, and this is automatically posted to the platform that then can be viewed by the clients and the other participants and researchers in real time. All right, so now Dalila is going to speak to a case study using the board methodology.
Okay. So from fire research, we had to conduct research among population with mobility restriction due to pain, arthritis, and cancer. Medical condition of these participants made challenging travel to a regular focus group facility. So we decided to conduct this project using online board discussion from iTrack, which allows us to achieve a participation level that will be virtually impossible using the traditional methods. Based on the experience, we can name some advantage that we discovered, and that was that these kind of participants could participate from their own homes, so they could complete the task in their own environments. Also, they could log in and participate whenever was most convenient for them. And also, if they needed, they could ask for help to some relative or friends to complete certain type of task, like is recording videos. And the last point, and is the most important one for us, is that this virtual space that was the online world turned out to a virtual space to share and living experience for the participants. because there they share experience about the disease that affect them, as well as information related to the treatment and the drugs that they were proving to improve their own lives. And this point was beyond the study itself, because even after the study ends, some of the participants remain in contact.
All right, so there are two main categories of online qualitative technologies. Those that are happening in real time is the first one. And when we got here yesterday, it was my first time to Brazil. I'm like, oh, is our software going to work here? So we tested it out. So there's my daughter, the participant, and then I'm the moderator in the bottom right. And got my mom to be the observer and my husband, Dan, the other observer. So it worked great here using the hotel internet. And so there's the video real-time methods. And then as researchers, you never know what you're going to have to research. There's various topics that can be a little challenging. And so we did do a study on erectile dysfunction. And in that situation, the participants strongly preferred the text method of communication. And then, yes, there's audio as well. So asynchronous methods are more that online discussion board where people can log in at their convenience. So similar to Marcelo and Anna were talking about in that moment. So here, and there's a multitude, anything that you can do with a survey can be posted in a discussion board, or you can also do the video, have them upload pictures, video, media, that type of thing. All right, so after having done thousands of online focus groups and interviews, I want to share a few tips so that you don't have to make some of the mistakes that I've made and can have a successful project. So first category, technology and file management. You need to choose the right technology. Keep in mind, lots of people can't. They may have firewalls or restrictions. They may not be able to download app and browser plugins, things like that, so being aware. Ideally, I'm definitely getting a flavor for the multilingualism of global research, so you want to have the software in the right language interface for your participants. And then with the huge proliferation of video, that analysis and reporting of the video is becoming much more challenging, and then managing those massive video files if they're in high definition. So making sure that you've got a strategy to manage those in a confidential manner. This is showing a researcher viewing a video clip, and then in the moment, so they just have to pass through it once. If they see a key moment, they can tag that video, just the beginning and end points, and categorize it, and double check it, make sure it's good, save that, and then they can just simply filter, find all the other positive tags, and then drag those into creating a highlight reel that then can be saved and then added to their report. All right, so good. So on to the next challenge, user management. So good research requires good participants. And in the online world, this can be a challenge because of that anonymity. And so I remember a study last year. It was a major chocolate supplier, and they're doing ad testing for their Valentine's campaign, and they wanted males. And so we had the client was very engaged, and they're in the back room, and everything's all set up, and the profile information of the person comes up, and Tyrone was coming. He was a 25-year-old African-American male, and meet Tyrone. So we had a really awkward situation. So since then, we've really tried to implement technology. So in the tech checking process, we do some articulation questions, really do that double screening, those really key critical screening components, making sure that you're getting the right people into your research study. The other piece to user management is giving participants a flexibility to participate at a time that they're interested. So we often have them, through the recruitment process, do a time selection so the moderator can identify all the different times they're available, and then they can simply make sure that they've got that time selected, and then it automatically sends them a user invite. And this has dramatically increased the show rate so that you're not stuck with your client in the back room and no participant. All right, so we're more on the technology side. Dalila is going to speak more to the moderation of online focus groups. So it has its own set of challenges.
Okay, so we think that for this kind of project, moderation is really an important part. Work with local moderation that have large experience in this kind of methodology is really important for us. And we have listed few points that moderator usually have to face during this project. That will be balancing participants' time commitment. We think that for online discussion guide, less is more. We have to focus on activities of the core of the objective research to keep the participants engaged. Moderator usually also will have to deal with concise answers, so we must to encourage the participants to provide in-depth answers, but also at the same time balancing the amount of probing to avoid or to overload the participants. And the last point will be establishing trust with the participants. It's important to transmit to them that the information they are providing for the study is viable and that they are the expert in the subject. Usually participants feel that their own opinions are important and they have some degree of control, tend to contribute more to the study. Moderator should always be impartial and have a great understanding about the objective of the research. And skills like generating reports, looking for cues to follow up, and encourage participants to dig a bit deeper are all skills that moderators should implement. And now moving on, based on the experience that we have run in this kind of project in Latin America, we've been able to summarize some points. First one will be research setup. That will be, we can set up in advance the guide in the online board. We can determine how many tasks will be posted each day, what kind of answers the respondents must give, and how long will remain each answer. Second step will be onboarding, the recruitment. The recruitment of quality respondents. Recruitment usually is carried out through three main ways, which are the online panels, ad hoc recruitment, and client lists. The chosen method for recruitment will be related to the topic of the research and the respondents' criteria. We usually recommend over-recruits between 15 to 30% to be able to face the possible drop-outs during the study. So now is onboarding, and is the first contact with the respondent with the platform usually is the login process. That could see a minor step, but really we need to know that if participants experience issues during the login process, it can cause frustration and the desire to abandon the study. So now we have the people on board, we must work in engagement. To keep the participants engaged, it's necessary that the tasks are clear and take the time that we promise to the participant in the recruitment stage. We need to transmit to them that the information they are giving us is viable, and also that the online board is a relaxing and safe environment to share the honestly opinions. And last point will be analysis and reports. Usually with this kind of methodology, we get larger and varied information. That is because we usually have between 15 to 30 participants on board, but it's also because we receive different kind of data. We will have written answers as well as video, photos, drawing. All these resources allow the moderator to analyze verbal and non-verbal information. Another good advantage to use this platform is that we can do the analysis as the activity progresses and also get transcript in real time.